It's a Derby Day victory. It's revenge-y. But boy, it was not fun to watch. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Very Biased Opinions. It's another review of another Oxford United game. It's Ian and Thomas with you as always. Today, it is Derby Day. It's a chance to get a bit of payback. It is Swindon versus Oxford United. Now, Thomas, they say revenge is a dish best. I don't know how that ends, but Oxford are looking for revenge in this game. And they had to shuffle the pack a little bit. And I'm sorry, I will let you come in and speak a little bit, but I'm excited, as you can tell. They've had to shuffle the pack a little bit. Taylor came back in up front, and Sykes was out on the wing. Shadeep Barker started on the other side. Who else started? I can't bloody remember. Kelly was in midfield again with with Brannigan, and it meant Ford moved back to right back because Jamie Hansen took a slight knock. Not played a lot of games right lately, and that's why he went back to right back in this game. Swindon Town, not in great form, but have been decent at home, and obviously had that nasty 2-1 win against us at the Kassam Stadium earlier on in the year. And Chief Destroyer Broadbent started up front for them, along with the evergreen Brett Pittman. And it's a game Oxford would expect to win, but they've been short of goals and short of a little bit of confidence. And this is a game we need to avoid having the embarrassment, Thomas, of having Swindon do the double over us. So let's see if the Yellows have avoided it.
A car.
Explain yourself.
Well, somebody on the channel said that if Oxford United actually beat Swindon, we could have their brand new car. And Ian, Oxford United just beat Swindon.
Well, you know who that person was. We can even put the comment on the screen if you want.
I'm really hoping it's below my face right now. And Lord Lucan, I expect it dropped off outside my house at 8 o'clock bright and early tomorrow morning. I am hoping to drive it.
I wouldn't be sure you should drive that car. I don't think it's going to be the safest. But anyway, right. Let's get back to the game, shall we, Thomas? It is a Derby Day victory. A Derby Day victory for Oxford United. They get that. They stop any chance of a Swindon streak happening. It's back in Oxford's favour. It's joy at the county ground. It ended. Swindon Town 1. Oxford United 2.
In Oxford United, they've been on a run of draws and poor results. They haven't been scoring goals. Obviously, the one thing you want is an early goal. How'd that first half go?
Well, usually you can literally go and like make tea, make dinner, do another project while you've got the Oxford game on in the background because you're just not going to see a goal, and certainly in the first half. But virtually the first attack we have, Brandon Barker gets the ball, everyone retreats away from him. He's like, all right, I'm just going to keep running then. So he just kept running to the edge of the box. Thought, well, I'm going to have a shot then. He had a shot. It was a terrible effort. I think it deflected off 2 Swindon players. If it was a Premier League game, it would have been an own goal, but Barker gets the goal. It ended up in the bottom corner, and Oxford have the lead after 3 minutes. So straight away, you're excited and you're happy that Oxford are winning, but straight away your mind turns to, oh my God, we've been here before.
And we have been here before. So it's 1-0. Oxford are putting a relatively decent performance in the first half, but you're thinking, we've only scored 1.
Yeah, it was a scrappy first half. Oxford were the better side in it. Swindon had limited moments where they were okay. Their best player was Garrick, the wide man, who a couple of times got the better of Ruffles and then had a half chance at the end of the first half. But not the best pitch, which didn't help either side. The Oxford's best chances, Brannigan had a shot which he skewed wide, but Elliot Moore had the best chance from a corner, free header about the penalty spot. He should have buried it, and he's headed it too close to the keeper, who's made a decent save. But that was a golden chance for Oxford. And again, as you quite rightly said, we went in at halftime just thinking, yeah, it's great, but I think it's going to be a long second half.
All right, and there are 3 instances in the second half I want you to talk about. If I allow you any more, we're going to be here for 3 hours. Penalty, goal, and goal. Go.
That's not fair, is it? That's not fair. You can't just do that. Right, I will just say, Matt Taylor missed 2 really good chances to put Oxford 2-0 up in this game. The first one he made himself after he got the ball from a long ball forward, ran up to the edge of the box, got wide, got into the box and just skewed the shot wide. The second one, he got in behind and blasted it over the bar. It's not going for him at the moment, but again, it's not through a lack of trying. And I thought his link-up play was actually quite good today. And after that, Taylor, first chance he missed, Swindon nearly scored through Stevens making a mistake, coming out, getting stranded, and it fell to Grant, who just chipped the ball over him, but chipped it wide. But then Taylor can't score, but he can certainly give away penalties, and that's what he did in this half. He gave it a sloppy, typical strikers challenge in the box. Just clumsily brought down the Swindon man. It gave Pittman a chance to level from the spot. Swindon, they didn't deserve it, but this is what they did to us in the home game, really, and you felt it was going to happen again. But Stevens, fresh off saving a penalty against Charlton with the last kick of the game, went the same way. Pittman obliged, and Stevens has saved 2 penalties in 2 games. What a bloody hero. What a difference this guy's made to our season. But I'd still put Eastwood back in goal. No, I'm only kidding. So, and it felt the game wasn't done. You felt it was just going to be a torturous last 10, 15 minutes or so. But Agyei comes on for Matty T, and virtually with his first touch, he gets the ball, and like Barker, he just runs at Swindon. They back off, and Agyei's like, well, I'm just going to shoot. And Ashington, the third, smashed it into the corner, and Oxford are up 2-0. Bodies piling on him. Limbs, I think, is the term they use. And you thought it was just going to be nice and easy, plain sailing from there. It really should have been. You could have even got a third goal if Brannigan had his shooting boots on. But inevitably, we have to make it a little bit ropey for ourselves. And if 2 minutes to go, I think 92nd minute, long ball into the box. Jack Stevens, obviously, as Eastwood's been teaching him a thing or two about how to come and claim these crosses, inexplicably just seems to miss the ball. He just, I don't know if some player got a touch on it, but he just slid past it. And Swindon guy, I didn't write his name down. Did you see it, Tom, who got the goal?
Curran got the goal. Came on as a sub as well.
Swindon, and they got a goal back, which meant a nervy 2 or 3 minutes. But the Oxford got the job done. A much needed win. First wins in ages. First time we got 2 goals in ages. And all of a sudden, we can move on to Hull, which is going to be a bloody nightmare with a bit of a spring in our step.
Yeah, so Hull have just got on top of the table. So that's going to be a really exciting game. But Oxford fans, Oxford are now only 2 points off the playoffs. So this doom and gloom of 0-0 draws has actually brought them closer to the playoffs than they've been all season. Ian, you beat Swindon. Does it matter how you do it if you win the game?
No, not at all. I mean, that's all that matters is the bragging rights, and the fans will be delighted that they've got that. We've been going through a difficult time of it in terms of scoring goals lately, and you can see the players are really trying. They're trying to like maybe do a bit the unorthodox that they're not used to try and get themselves into positions to score goals. And today, thank fuck, we did actually manage to get a couple. There were a couple of things just to touch on in this game. I know Swindon will point to an instant in the first half where they're convinced that Sykes has stamped on Linden, who went off. He literally had to be like bandaged up like the mummy, and he went off at half time. And look, I know Swindon fans are going to think that's a stamp. I'm going to look at it through, not surprisingly, my yellow glasses and say I'm not sure. But Oxford maybe got away with that one, and what can I say? That was their one thing to look at. But also, they've had a golden chance to equalise for a penalty and they've missed it. So how, decisions kind of roll to and fro in that regard. But
it's sort of a, I was just going to say, it's not like that opening, closing door sort of thing. When Oxford met Swindon last time, it was the opposite way around. They were just losing games inexplicably left, right, and center. Whereas this time, it is the boot is on the other foot. Oxford have been grinding out results, and Swindon have had a really tough time of it, and they've had a tough time of it here.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, they didn't play well, I don't think, but I mean, they nearly took advantage of Oxford's inability to score goals in the game, really. But I thought Oxford were the better side, and I know that's going to be looked at as me being biased, but I generally thought they were. I generally thought they deserved to win the game. And it's just great that we have. Hopefully, the confidence can grow and more goals can come, because we are going to need more goals. But thank God that defence is looking good, because it's kept us in this promotion hunt for the last few weeks.
I will say that if anyone actually thinks you're biased, they should look at every other video of this you do, because you're generally pretty harsh on Oxford in most situations. So,
Yeah.
last question for you, Ian. Then, with not to belabor the point, 2 points off the playoffs. Hull coming up next. I mean, that's a real statement game for Ox. They got to at least draw it. Like,
yeah, it's going to be a tough game. I mean, it's going to be. We've seen Oxford play Hull already this season. There were times where Oxford were on top of them, and there were times where they absolutely were on top of us. And it's going to be the balance of. It's going to sound cliche, but it's going to come down to who takes advantage when they're on top of the game, I would say.
Yeah.
And it's going to be difficult, but the way we're defending, it certainly gives us a chance. And that, once again, that defensive line played really well. I actually thought Brandon Barker, I know he got a goal, but I actually thought this was one of his most disciplined performances in terms of tracking back and he looked like stronger and more up for the challenges and up for the fight today. Taylor's link play was good, but his finishing is woeful. And just again, Moore and Atkinson just look imperious at the back, just so good. There's just the positional play between the two of them, and the understanding is phenomenal right now, and they look hard to breach.
Right, Ian, I think that takes us to the end of it. So all I have to do now is a shed load of housekeeping. Firstly, please like and subscribe. If you're enjoying these videos, we really need your support. Please jump on Patreon, links in the description, sign up. The championship package is pretty good. If you could do that, it would really help us out. Also, check out our social media links. Talk to your friends and family about liking and subscribing. Tomorrow, Premier League predictions. Thursday, League One predictions. Friday, Oxford United preview show. And Saturday from 2:45, we are live streaming as always. Go home, celebrate, drink. We love you. Stay safe, and we'll see you hopefully tomorrow.
Get in there, you little yellow buggers.